Forget everything you know about mammalian limits, because the operatives of the Undefeateds don't just break the laws of biology, they spit on them. Meet the southern elephant seal, codename GOLIATH, a mammal that, on paper, simply shouldn't work. Imagine a seal the size of a small truck, 8,000 pounds of raw muscle. In the animal kingdom, bigger usually means slower, less efficient. Not Goliath. He is the ocean's most relentless interceptor. While on mission at sea, he dives almost constantly for months. We're talking 2,000 feet as standard, but he can exceed 6,500 feet. That's over a mile straight down into crushing darkness. At that depth, the pressure is 200 times what it is on the surface. It's enough to flatten a human like a pancake. But the southern elephant seal casually cruises these depths for half an hour at a time. Some recorded dives last 2 hours. 2 hours without a single breath. A mammal this massive shouldn't have the oxygen reserves to pull this off, yet he does it daily while hunting in the abyss. He surfaces for just 2 to 3 minutes to catch his breath, then plunges again, for months on end. And his deployment strategy? It's a masterclass in competitive self-destruction. The males haul out onto beaches for 3 months of pure siege. No food, no water, just constant brutal combat to defend their territory. The average operative loses a quarter of his body weight. We've documented individuals who lost over half. But the females, the support units, are just as hardcore. They arrive on the front lines heavily pregnant, give birth within days, and then fast for an entire month while nursing. They fuel their pups with milk so rich it's basically liquid blubber. Those pups gain over 10 pounds per day, while the mother loses 40% of her weight, meeting mission demands purely from her stored reserves. Even the new recruits, the southern elephant seal pups, are built for hell. They are dropped from a 100 degrees Fahrenheit womb into a sub-zero frozen wasteland. With wet fur and zero insulating blubber, they should die instantly. Instead, they use metabolic brute force, cranking their internal heat to 2.5 times the biological norm. The southern elephant seal breaks every fundamental rule of physiology. He is living proof that evolution doesn't care about our textbook limitations. It just finds a way. But he's not the only one in this unit who shouldn't exist. Moving on, our next asset is a glitch in the system, a biological error that shouldn't exist. Codename, the ANOMALY. When the first intel on this asset reached high command in England, they flagged it as a total hoax. A biological forgery. It looked like a clash of anatomical parts, a duck's bill and a beaver's tail attached to the body of an otter. But the platypus is very real. It's a mammal that lays eggs, soft, leathery, grape-sized units. The female curls around them, using her tail as a thermal shield for 10 days until they hatch. The recruits arrive tiny, blind, and hairless. Completely helpless. Like every mammal, they need milk to grow, but the mother has no delivery system. No nipples. Instead, the milk seeps through pores in her skin, saturating the fur on her abdomen. The young lap it up directly from the source. But it's the combat systems that make Platypus a Tier 1 operative. When it enters the water on a hunt, it goes into total sensory blackout. Eyes shut. Ears sealed. Nostrils closed. It operates blind, deaf, and holding its breath, navigating purely through its bill. That rubbery bill is an advanced sensory array. It's packed with thousands of receptors. Some detect mechanical movement, but the real tech is the electroreceptors. They detect the tiny electrical pulses given off when prey moves its muscles. The operative sweeps its bill side to side, picking up these signals to locate targets in total darkness. The operational tempo is relentless. The platypus can execute up to 1,600 dives in a single night, spending 12 hours straight on mission. In winter conditions, it can forage for over 24 hours without a break. It needs thousands of targets a day just to keep its systems online. Energy is stored in a specialized fuel cell, the tail. A healthy operative has a thick, rigid tail packed with fat. When that tail goes thin and floppy, the asset is compromised. For defense, the males carry a concealed weapon system, venomous spurs on their hind legs. It's not designed to kill, but to neutralize. It causes extreme pain and swelling that can last for weeks, proving that this operative is as dangerous as it is strange. Its body temperature is lower than most mammals, yet it stays constant even in near-freezing water, protected by fur so dense it traps air like a high-tech wetsuit. A mammal that lays eggs, sweats milk, hunts with electrical sensors, and carries chemical weapons. The platypus shouldn't exist, but it does. And then there's this one. This operative ignores every sensory rule we understand. It performs a maneuver that should be physically impossible. It smells underwater. It blows a tiny bubble from its snout, allowing scent molecules from the target to dissolve on the surface. A fraction of a second later, it sniffs the bubble back in. It just tracked its prey through a liquid medium using a chemical detection system we can't even replicate. Codename Sensor. Officially, the star-nosed mole. But the real engineering marvel is the star, a high-definition sensory array of 22 fleshy tentacles. Each one is packed with thousands of touch receptors. We're talking over 25,000 sensors, 5 times more than a human hand, all compressed onto a surface the size of a fingernail. These tentacles scan the environment with incredible precision. Each one moves independently, flexing 90 degrees to map the terrain. The star-nosed mole is a dual-environment operative, switching effortlessly between subterranean tunnels and aquatic zones. It's a specialized swimmer, using spade-like front feet for propulsion and its tail as a high-precision rudder. Its dense waterproof chassis allows for rapid response dives in any condition. But the real madness is the processing speed. During a live hunt, this operative scans 13 different areas every single second. From initial target detection to total consumption takes less than a quarter of a second. It is the fastest reacting hunter on record. By the time you've even identified the threat, the mission is already over. Its brain is a biological supercomputer. A massive portion of the somatosensory cortex is devoted entirely to that nose star. This allows the operative to memorize entire corridor systems and navigate at full speed in both directions, snout forward or tail forward. It can even distinguish between the two ends of a target in total darkness. An operative that hunts at lightning speed, smells underwater, and dominates both land and water. The star-nosed mole shouldn't exist, and yet it gets stranger. The operative that has mastered the ultimate tactical retreat, freezing itself alive. Codename FROSTBITE. Officially, the Arctic Ground Squirrel. This asset is the only mammal on the planet capable of surviving a sub-zero system shutdown. During the 7-month winter deployment, its core temperature is dropped to 27 degrees Fahrenheit, 5 degrees below the freezing point of water. Its brain goes dark. Its heart rate flatlines. At 27 degrees, the blood should crystallize and shred the veins, but the operative maintains it in a dangerously unstable liquid state. In any other mammal, this level of shutdown would cause terminal hardware failure. The neurons shrink, the synaptic connections are severed. It's a state of total biological disintegration. But FROSTBITE is built for the reboot. Every 2 to 3 weeks, the operative initiates a self-heating sequence. While still in a coma, it triggers violent shivering, burning through its internal fuel cells to spike the temperature back to 100 degrees. It's a 15-hour system check, and then it plunges back into the ice. After 7 months, the asset executes a full wake-up protocol. The shriveled brain doesn't just recover, it undergoes a massive hardware upgrade. Neural connections multiply beyond original specs. The operative emerges from months of oxygen deprivation with 0 cognitive deficits. In fact, it's neurologically superior to when it started. A mammal that spends half the year below freezing and reboots with a superior brain. The Arctic ground squirrel doesn't just survive the cold, it owns it. Enlist by hitting subscribe. We need recruits for the next operation.